Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alana and this is Past Alana kicking off Tome Topple round 15, the vlog edition. It is about 7:45 the night before Tome Topple kicks off, and I thought tomorrow morning I'm going to probably be too busy to start the vlog out properly, so I will do it now. If you weren't already aware, this round of Tome Topple takes place from the 18th to the 31st of October, and our goal is to read tomes or books over 500 pages. You may have already seen my TBR video crop up on my channel over the last couple of weeks, but just in case you haven't, here is a little recap. Essentially, these are some of the books that I could read over these next couple of weeks. So one that I'm very optimistic that I will be able to complete and am very excited for is The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon. This is the 4th book in the Bone Season series, which is planned to be 7 books long. This is the latest release. This got released January or February earlier on this year. I am super excited for this one. I love these hardcovers as well, so I'm very optimistic that I will get to this one. And my other 2 physical book picks that I had on this TBR are Dark Age by Pierce Brown. This is book number 5 in the Red Rising saga, and I'm not quite as optimistic that I'm going to get to this one. And then I put in my TBR that there was a little contingency that I might potentially buy a book for this vlog, and the 2 that I mentioned were parts of series that I'm currently in. I ignored all that and instead went and bought the first Wheel of Time book, which is The Eye of the World. I bought this because the Amazon Prime TV show adaptation comes out next month, and I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to actually have read the first book going into it? This is what I'm hoping to tackle. Like, this is my ambition for this vlog, is to read the first Wheel of Time book and document how I'm feeling about it all, because I've been meaning to start this series for a couple of years now, to be honest, and I haven't got there. So this is the perfect opportunity because it is huge. It's like 800 pages long. So as well as these 3 physical books, I also have an audiobook reserved and lined up ready to go, and that is Treasure and Dirt by Chris Hammer. This is an Australian crime story, new release. Just to throw a different genre in there, because I do like to split up the genres between my physical reading and my listening audiobook reading, because it helps me keep the stories apart a little bit more. So yeah, I am really excited to get going with this vlog. You're probably going to see a lot of snippets here and there, I'm guessing, because I am back at work full time now. Our state reopened with some normality, some, not all, but we are reopen as of last week, so I am heading into my 2nd week back full-time at work. But as for tonight, my plans are to finish my current read, which is The Shadow House by Anna Downs. I have this much to go. This little bit here, I'm in the epilogue, like I'm nearly done. And this just is perfect timing to have been this close to finishing my current read as we step into the next 2 weeks of Tome Topple. I also have 2 hours and 34 minutes left of my current audiobook, which is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. I have heard so many good things about this book, and it is making me feel everything, and in a really good way. If you haven't read this, and if you haven't already been told to read this, read it. Like, everybody needs to read this book. So anyway, those are my 2 books that don't count towards Tome Topple, but that's what I'll be doing tonight in preparation to clear my schedule. But yes, welcome to Tome Topple. I'm very excited, and I will see you probably bleary-eyed tomorrow. Good morning. We're a very sleepy household in the morning. We love the sun. Okay, good morning. Welcome to the first official check-in of Tome Topple. This morning I am obviously getting ready for work, and I am watching some Starla reads while I get ready. And I have indeed decided to start with The Mask Falling. So this will be coming to work with me, which means it needs to get stripped and put in a book sleeve and we're ready to go. So that is where we're at this morning. Very tired, caffeinated, ready for a Monday. So it is Tuesday. It's the second day of this readathon, and I thought I better jump on and actually do some updates because I do have a couple of little thoughts. I am reading The Mask Falling, and I'm currently up to page 70, so not a bad start. Here's what we're looking at, and I am enjoying this a lot so far. We've got a main character that is dealing with a lot of PTSD from previous past book trauma. It's a lot for this character to be going through, but it also makes her journey feel more real in a way because she's not just like instantly cured from things that have happened in books 1 and 2 and 3. Like, Paige goes through a lot of stuff. I have said it many times before, but she's gone through a lot. So as much as it sucks for the character, it's nice to know that you have to work through problems. We also have a new setting from the previous book, and it's taken it into a more like broader setting. I am keeping this spoiler free, so I am intentionally being vague, but it's great to be back in this world, even though it would be terrifying to live in it if you were a voyant, which is clairvoyance. I also started the audiobook that I had dedicated for this readathon, which is going really well as well. I am an hour 25 into it, and I have nearly 12 hours left of this audiobook, so I really want to get this finished by the end of the readathon. It might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna try. So this is an Australian set thriller crime. It is his latest release, his newest release, and it is following a detective who gets this case out in like the opal mines in the Australian outback landscape, and someone has died. The detective is here to kind of work out what happened. That's what they do. And already it's kind of planting little tidbits for further down the line. With the other Chris Hammer book that I have listened to, I found that he was really good at building multiple like crime plots at once. So I think one of his other books that I've read had about 4 different crime strands going on in it, and I didn't know where it was going. So this is doing a similar thing even though we're early in, and I'm excited to watch those strands pull together. Would this even be a check-in or a video from me if my camera battery didn't go flat? Anyway, so suffice to say that both of the books so far are going really well for day 2 of Tome Topple, which is a very encouraging start. It is about 9:30 at night. I have just finished meal prepping for the next couple of days of work, and I should probably be going to bed soon, but I think I'm going to read more of The Mask Falling because it's got its hooks in me, and I love that. I'm gonna keep on going and feeling it while I am, and I will catch up with you again soon. I don't know if I will update every day. I want to update when I have something to say, and that was tonight, obviously. So, happy day 2. Hello and welcome to my spare room. I thought that I would quickly update you before I head off to work. I think I'm about 100 pages into The Mask Falling. Yeah, 100 pages in. It's going well. I'm really enjoying it. I did hope that I would have been a little bit further into it by now because we're day 4. And I was like, hey, if I can read 100 pages a day, I will finish 2 physical books.
but that's kind of hard to do when working as well. So just got to accept that that is probably not going to happen. But I'm very pleased that I am enjoying the book. So we're getting more of the Ranthium, I don't know if that's how you say it, and more of Paige and Warden, which I'm also loving. I just really love being back in Paige's like point of view, personality. Other than that, last night I got to go out for dinner for the first time since lockdown. It was great. I got to go out and have dinner with people, with like a group of people. I got to take my mask off and talk to people and like see other people's lol faces, and it was really, really good. So we shall see. I'm gonna go talk about books all day and then come back and I'll see you tomorrow. Hi. So, I could lie to you and tell you it's the same day, but it's not. And I'm not gonna do that. I had ideas to do a really cool cutscene with my journaling and show you like the before and after, but alas, earwax, that won't be happening. I've been busy. I've been very busy. Work is back full time, which is great, but that means that I've kind of forgotten how to work, vlog, and read a lot all in the same space. So, apologies, but it's now Saturday. So as for where I got with creating my November spreads, because I'm already having things that I need to book in and put somewhere other than my brain so I don't forget, I did my title page, which is again a little bit of like a junk journaling moment. I heard that term once and I just thought, you know what, that describes exactly what I do, because this backing, which is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like cactuses and they're spiky and they look cool. That's actually from an earring shop that I purchased earrings from, and that was their tissue paper. And this, it's just brown paper and stickers. But anyway, I digress. So far I've only done the title page and I've started like my monthly overview spread, and I have started laying out my weekly spreads. So it started, that's great. That's the update on what I was doing when I last saw you. Now for some more non-bookish Tome Topple content while we're here doing this, I bought Christmas wrap today. And it is dogs. It is so very, very cute. Some of them are like dog reindeers. I love it so much. Obsessed with dogs. This just shows that even more. And lastly, Halloween's coming up, which is next week. So I probably, in hindsight, shouldn't have bought these lollies now because I've already eaten some. I got some caramello koalas, I got some Zappos, and I also got some troll lollies because it wouldn't be Halloween without troll lollies. And I got some spoopy bunting to put out the front of our house to say, hey, lollies here. And I also got some little goodie bags to put them in. So, now on to the reading update. Also, if you can see how red I am, that's because I just did gardening for like a solid hour. And I don't usually do that. And I had to dig out a garden bed, which was like mostly clay. That was not fun at all. So, tomato, it's fine. As for the mask falling, I am about halfway. I'm actually on page 294 out of, oh, there's an index. Oh, I counted the index in the 500 pages. So I'm just gonna, where is that? 508. So 294 out of 508. I have made some really good progress on this today. I think I've read like this much, I want to say, and still did other things. And there were 2 passages that I did want to kind of highlight in this vlog because I really like it. One was when 2 of the characters were talking about books and how like not everyone is a reader, and one of them says to the other, I am of the considered opinion that for every person there exists a book that will sing to them. I trust that you will find yours. And I love that so much. I love that because it's true. If you're not a reader, the book is out there. It just might take you your entire lifetime to find it. But either way, like there is a book for everyone out there. And the other one was on page 95. And essentially, Paige, our main character, has got her period. And I found it so funny. Like the humor in this book is done so well because she says how she feels and how excruciating it is to get like period cramps and things like that. And I wanted to highlight this because I like that the author took time to highlight this scene in the book, because if you are a woman, chances are the majority of us will have periods. It should be more normalized in everyday life. And I just love so much how she describes how painful it is, like excruciatingly painful, and Warden says back to her, and you're still able to go about your day? Like, how are you not on the floor right now? And it's like, felt so seen because we just do. We just have to. So I really liked that. But yes, like I said, the humor in this is so good. It's very sort of sarcastic, and the play between these 2 characters has just hit like a next level, and I'm loving it. It's honestly one of my favorite parts about this book. Also the fact that we have like lots of stuff going on as well. We're in a new location. I'm loving this so much, and I'm so glad. Like this is everything that I hoped it would be, and I'm super glad for that. Paige is a main character as well. I just feel like she has come so far since the first book. She is trying to deal with her impulses and her PTSD and all the trauma that she's been through while still remain in a position of control. And I'm loving the journey that she's going on. And we get to learn more about the Ranthium as well. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but the other species that make up this world. And it's not info dumpy in any way at all. It's integrated really well. So I feel like Samantha Shannon has really worked on that from the first book. I don't mind info dumping, especially if it's telling me something new, which that's kind of the definition of it. I like to know what's going on, and I like to know all the history and things like that. So really loving this. And as for my audiobook, Treasure in Dirt, this is getting juicy. I'm now 7 hours into it. I've got 6 hours to go. I did just renew my loan because I didn't want to not finish this and not know what's going on. So I'm very confident as we are nearing the 2nd week of this readathon that I'm going to get through this. The author is one of those crime authors though that likes to cast like a lot of lines, and you don't know which one he's going to reel back in and how it's all going to connect. I kind of get a sense that some things that he's already mentioned passing over are starting to pull back into it. I really like the way that he's doing it. He's giving us a lot of information, but you don't know which strand he's going to pull to bring it back in, and I'm liking it. I also haven't read his books in order of publication, but I'm pretty sure this one kind of claims that it's a standalone. So I think it's like standalone stories, but connected if you want to see the connections there. So you don't have to read the other ones to have read this. So that is Treasure in Dirt. It's going great. And it's now 8 o'clock, and I should really make dinner and make meals for work tomorrow. And I have so much more stuff to do, but I just want to sit down and read. I had kind of hoped that I would have at least started Eye of the World by now. I'm kind of wondering if I'm gonna get to it in this vlog, but I really hope I do, even if it's just starting it and I can finish it once Tome Topple ends. So far, I'm kind of feeling like I'm lagging behind, but we'll see how we go. Good morning. It's officially week 2 of Tome Topple. Cheers to that.
So it's Monday, which would be day 8 of Tome Topple, I think. And I just wanted to check in and say hi. We made it to week 2. I'm still full steam ahead, and I think I'm going to finish a book today. So I have coffee because I leave for work in 10 minutes and I must be caffeinated and awake. And I have, let's see, it says I'm 64% of the way through my audiobook of Treasure and Dirt. I've got 2 hours and 43 minutes to go. So if I can listen to some of this throughout the day, I think I could get this audiobook done today, which would do good things for my self-esteem for this readathon. I think I've also got just over 100 pages of The Mask Falling to go as well. So my goal is to have The Mask Falling finished by Wednesday, because on Wednesday I want to pick up Eye of the World. I want to start that in this vlog. I've redefined my goals for this readathon, and that is finish an audiobook, finish The Mask Falling, and at least make a start on Eye of the World, which I think is very, very doable. I think we can manage that. If I read 50 pages today and 50 pages tomorrow, that's doable. So that's it. That's the mini morning check-in. Just basically, welcome to week 2. We're excited to keep on going. Okay, so the reason for this check-in is, are you ready?
You've been listening to Treasure and Dirt by Chris Hammer, narrated by Dorji Swallow.
Thank you. They did the good thing. They did the good stuff. I loved this book so much. A 4.5 or a 5 out of 5 stars. Book number 1 for Tome Topple is finished, and I loved it so much. It pulled together so well, and all the little strings that I was talking about, it happened. It happened. I really love the setting of it as well. It was set in like a small opal town, and there were themes of like the opal madness, also corruption from corporations, and just a whole bunch of stuff that was just executed really well. He gives you a lot of details, but I feel like it's done really well. Definitely not boring. Stuff is happening all the time in Chris Hammer's novels. I also think that in comparison to the other one of Chris Hammer's that I've read, which was Scrublands, I think I enjoyed Treasure and Dirt's main protagonist more, and maybe that's because we do get 2 and I'm a lover of multiple point of view, or maybe I'm used to his writing style a little bit more. I don't know, but I did really enjoy these narrators, like both of them equally, for different reasons as well. So yeah, I'm just super happy that I have finished my first book for Tome Topple, because whatever happens now, it's been a success. And I feel like this is going to be an easy hand sell as well, this book. Like it's ticking all the boxes. Really enjoyed it. So now to finish The Mask Falling. I am up to page 406. This far. I have read all of this. This is all that is left. I was on my break today and I had a moment where things were happening and I had to go back to work, but I had to know what happened and I had to just stop in the middle of something. So we're probably going to read this next part together because there's a huge curveball twist. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how it's going to go. And I am worried and scared. So I need someone to sit with me while I read this bit. Chapter 23 is brutal. I need a moment and I need to keep reading. I didn't see that coming. And I also, like, should I even still have hope? I know I should. I know, but fuck, that chapter was brutal. Like, that was brutal. That was me nearly crying over chapter 23 in this book. I'm gonna go and process.
I finished it. Five stars. This was a ride. Also, hi, welcome to Wednesday night. So I am on track for those little redefine goals that I set. I said I wanted to have this one finished so that on Wednesday I could start Wheel of Time. And guess what I started in my lunch break at work today? The Eye of the World. I am up to page 14 in this. But firstly, let's finish wrapping up The Mask Falling. Wow. Also, yeah, the Halloween lollies are in my library, so I'm not eating the kids' candy stash right now. I'm not. I'm definitely not. Anyway, The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon. I love this so very much. A lot happened in this as well. I really feel like Samantha took this to a whole new level and really amped it up. I don't know if there was some feedback from the third book to this fourth book, or whether the third book was just a bridging novel to get the storylines up into a wider playing field, but this is where it's at. This is on par with one of my favorite books in the series so far. So far, I think my favorite book is tied between The Mime Order, book number 2, and The Mask Falling. It's a tie. You also saw me react to that big what the hell moment there. Yeah, wow. So in this one, I really love Paige's character as well. She starts to kind of split a little bit in places, and you can see how the stress of her life and her experiences so far have led her to this point. I really enjoyed that. I loved the espionage type vibe interjected into this one, and I also really loved the new Voyants that we got to meet, as well as some returning favourites. And yeah, the playing field just got a whole lot bigger and a whole lot more extensive and a whole lot more badass. I really do think that The Mask Falling has set up the last 3 books really, really well. So hats off to Samantha Shannon for this 4th installment in the Bone Season series. This is one of my most anticipated releases of 2021, and I am so happy to say that it didn't disappoint. I've been kind of lucky this year because this and Empire of the Vampire were 2 of my biggest hyped new releases in my own brain and heart, and they both so good. Thoroughly enjoyed. So, book number 2 completed for Tome Topple. I'm feeling good. Also, at this point in time, let's just forget that I ever put Dark Age back on my Tome Topple TBR list, because I have not given that book thought at all. I will come back to it. I really love the Red Rising saga, but it's not even on my radar for this readathon. So sorry, Pierce Brown, but I will get back into your world again someday. But as for right now, it's time for The Eye of the World. So initial thoughts is that we had a prologue, which I'm a fan of prologues and epilogues. I read them all the time. I know there's some people that don't, but I need to know everything all the time, so I'm too curious to skip things like that. But wow, this really does just chuck you right into it, and very high fantasy vibes from the start, just in the names, in the epicness of it all. And weirdly, the map at the front, this reminded me a lot of the maps from Robin Hobb. So that just made me think of high epic fantasy vibes. Anyway, Wheel of Time
Robin Hobb. Wheel of Time, Realm of the Eldlings. It's giving me the same vibe, and I love the Realm of the Eldlings, so that made me super hyped and keen. But yeah, it really does just chuck you straight in to the start of it. Like, there are sayings and there are world building things interjected, and Robert Jordan is just going, you know what? Sink or swim. But I'm fine with that because I love high fantasy, so I was kind of expecting that. As well as this being like a slightly older series now as well. That's kind of the vibe of the time. And randomly tonight as well, I was watching a video from Daniel Green, one of his fantasy news segments, and he mentioned Wheel of Time because obviously the TV show is coming out soon, so everyone is super duper hyped. And he mentioned that don't Google anything because apparently Wheel of Time gets spoiled straight away if you Google different characters and stuff. Like, it just straight up says what happens to them. So I'm really glad that I know that, because my initial thought was I'll just Google what this word is or what this little world building thing is, and Google can tell me and I won't have to muddle through. But really glad I didn't do that, so thanks for the heads up, Daniel. I'm really glad that got avoided. So I will muddle for a few steps. I know it only ever takes me like 50 pages or so, and then I have the overall idea and impressions of the world, which is how world building works, I know, but sometimes a little bit impatient. But this will be fine. Also, I posted a video today, and it was this one, which I made as more of like a filler video, and I didn't think it would like peak. And it kind of peaked. So this is about my top 5 favorite kids picture books that I like to recommend at work, and it's doing really well. So shout out if you've watched that. Thank you so much. If that's how you found this video will have a completely different flavor, but that was this week's upload. So as for how many pages I have left to go, is that an index? Ooh, maybe I don't need to Google. Maybe I can just... Glossary! Will I use it though? Probably not. Okay, that's handy. Okay. There's a glossary in the back, so I will be fine. So minus the glossary, this book is 771 pages and I've read 14, so there's a lot to go. But like I said in a previous little check-in, I do not expect to finish this, and I will not rush to read this just to say I finished it in Tome Topple. I'm going to savor this and hopefully enjoy this first Wheel of Time official check-in. We're doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna continue not eating other kids' lollies for Halloween on Sunday. And I will totally see you soon. vlog and welcome to the 30th of October. As you saw in the previous clip, I was getting a little bit spooky, spoopy if you will, putting together some lolly bags for the neighbourhood kids that will for sure come door knocking tomorrow. I will be at work, so I will be leaving my partner in charge of that, and he's already dreading that. I think he's just gonna put the bags out on the doorstep and let the kids go ham at them, which is great, but we're here for books. And I am slightly ashamed to say that I've not made as much progress with The Eye of the World as I would have liked to, being this close to the end of the vlog. Tome Topple ends tomorrow and I'm only this far through Wheel of Time Book 1, which is page 42. I am, however, loving it, and I think that I'm reading this at the most opportune time, which is the hype of the series. Like, that is definitely impacting my read of this, because like I said in another clip of this, you do just kind of get dropped into this world straight up, and they're using world building terms here and there. You don't really know what's going on. There is that glossary at the back, but I'm just letting myself be fully immersed in this. And seeing the trailers for the show come out and seeing some channels that I'm subscribed to cover the trailers and kind of delving spoiler free as much as possible into them is really making me excited to keep on going with this one. So far, we are still in the small town of Two Rivers and we've just met Moraine. I can visualize her so well, one, because of Robert Jordan's descriptions, which are really well done. I do love how he describes characters. I have heard that apparently in some instances he over describes, but for me, I'm really enjoying that. And for two, I've also got the visual of the actor who's playing her in the series. What is her name? She's from Gone Girl, which incredible movie as well. But I'm just finding it so easy to visualize the characters in this one, which helps a lot towards mentally picturing the world. I don't know about you, but when I read, I'm kind of structuring the scene in my head, and every sentence builds a layer of the scene as I'm visualizing it, and people and things kind of get put into the scene as I'm picturing it. So this book is doing a really good job of helping to set up that visualization for me, which I'm super thankful for. This also has a lot of fantasy tropes in it, but I'm enjoying that so far. I have heard that there are a few that Robert Jordan likes to flip on its head, like the Chosen One trope and things like that, without delving into spoilers, because I've not let myself be spoiled, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I have big hopes for this series and my love for it, so far, it's going well. That is where I'm currently at. I will probably check in again for the final time, because that's it. We're nearly at the end of this readathon. So until then, I'm going to go and have lunch with a friend, because we're allowed to be out again in the world. I'm gonna go enjoy my day. Good morning. Happy last day of Tome Topple. Just before I duck out for the day, I wanted to show you something that I made last night that I'm very proud of, which when I get home later, will have probably all gone. Let's have a look. So this is what I did last night. I made this super cute sign. It's spooky treats, and it's all the goodie lolly bags that I made up the other day with you. So this is for Halloween trick-or-treat tonight. I hope that the neighborhood kids enjoy this. We also have a very, very sleepy Evie this morning. Good morning, darling. So sleepy. So that's my super cute little hobby thing that I did last night. I also baked cookies because I felt like it. So I had a pretty busy weekend, but I got a lot of stuff done, but I didn't get lots of reading done. Also, randomly, I started listening to Dracula last night. This is more spooky vibes than what I thought it'd be. I've never read it before, so, like Bram Stoker's version. So, I'm listening to the audiobook, and it's creepy, and I'm probably going to listen to that now in the car. So, I will see you later on. That's it. We're at the end of the vlog. You made it! We made it! We're here. So this vlog is already very long, so I'm going to keep this closing off short, sharp, and sweet. Essentially, I read 2
2 5-star books in the last 2 weeks, which I am very, very happy about. That just blew away all expectations. And I also started a third. I am about, I want to say, nearly 100 pages into The Eye of the World at the moment, except for it is a couple of days after the readathon has ended. So doesn't 100% count, but I also started the audiobook of Dracula, which is very entertaining, and I'm loving the voice actor for this. He's really getting into all the different voice roles. So, finished 2 books, started 2 others technically within the terms of the readathon, and had a great time. I hope you also enjoyed following along and hearing my spoiler-free thoughts on these books. If you've made it this far, comment a little book stack emoji down in the comments below. And yeah, I'm gonna just close this off. I think we've hung out and had fun with these books together, and I'm so excited about this outcome. So don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe if you want to see any future content from me, and I will see you in another one. Bye!